Hi, today I'll be giving you a quick guide on how to use many different apps with MIDBRIDGE. Now in this video I picked 5 different apps to demonstrate, which is Animoog, Arctic Keys, Sunrizer, BeatMaker 2, and finally NLog Pro, as well as MIDBRIDGE itself. Now not all apps are going to work, so for example if you want to try GarageBand it's not going to work because it listens to all channels on all the ports. It's always going to play and cause some audio conflicts with other apps. The reason for this is, well, I'm going to include a link below this video. It's going to take you to the MIDBRIDGE website. They have a section that explains how all the different CoreMidi apps are split into 6 different categories. And each category has its own characteristics. So for example, GarageBand and Music Studio will be in that category. It will be in one category. And SoundPrism Pro will be in another category, and so on. So if you want them all to work together, you have to have specific settings you must set in order for it to work. For example, if I have Animoog and Arctic Keys, I have to trigger some settings for them to work together. You can imagine them as 2 kids with different personalities that don't get along, but you must find a way for them to get along and play with each other. Anyway, I'm going to get into the video. Alright, so as you can see, I have my Axiom 49 USB MIDI keyboard controller connected to my iPad. Now before I open up MIDBRIDGE, there's one thing you have to remember, and it's important, to close all the other CoreMidi apps that you have currently running. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Okay, so when you open up MIDBRIDGE, it'll take you to the main interface, which displays all the current connections being made. And how you tell if a connection is being made is by this green line that indicates it. It also shows you what is being connected to what. Earlier I explained that I'm going to demonstrate 5 apps, of 2 of which, Arctic Keys and BeatMaker 2, they have to go through specific settings for all this to work together. So first, the first thing you should do is have dock in on the left connected to MIDBRIDGE on the right. Okay, next, all these connections have a blue box inside of it. Okay, the blue box is actually the settings options. It's where you access all the settings, the note splitter, note mapper, and the event filter, and etc. So I'm going to go to MIDBRIDGE, open up the settings. I'll click on the first setting, which is the event filter. You have that turned on, have the mode set to allow, select MIDI input channel 2 and 5 only. Okay, and have note on, off, after touch, controller, program change, system exclusive, time song, and all the MIDI input channels. Have all this selected, this entire section selected. Okay, press done, go back. Now it should say on, which means the setting is turned on. Now go to dock in on the left, same, open up the settings, go to the 3rd setting, which is the note splitter, turn it on, set the split point to 0, the lower split to 1, upper split to 1. And that's it. Now go back and it says it's on as well. Our first app that we're going to open up is Arctic Keys, and we're going to set it to MIDI input channel 2. So all you do is you minimize MIDBRIDGE, open up Arctic Keys, go to preferences, the MIDI options, and have it select to MIDI channel 2. So right now it's set to 2. Okay? The global control should all be in default, and the MIDI ports should all be deselected except for the track and input MIDBRIDGE. Underneath it, these should all be set to default as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the preset. I'll go with in bass. Okay? So now Arctic Keys should be running on MIDI input channel 2. I'm going to minimize that, go back to MIDBRIDGE. As you can see now, Arctic Keys is connected to dock in. Our next synth I'm going to use is NLog Pro. Okay, I'm going to go to the Systems tab, go to Devices, have background mode selected on. And if you see these plus and minus signs, go through it and make sure only dock in is selected. Everything else should be deselected. Okay, now go to MIDI and select MIDI channel 3. Okay, I'm going to select the preset. I'm just going to stick with this one. I'm going to minimize that, go back to MIDBRIDGE. As you can see, now NLog Synth is connected to dock in as well. Okay, now I'm going to open up Sunrizer. For Sunrizer, it's the same thing. You have to turn on the audio background audio. Go to Utilities, Settings, MIDI in, make sure the MIDI in channel is at 4. Again, select the preset. Okay, I'll go with that. Minimize it, go back to MIDBRIDGE, and check. Okay, Sunrizer is also connected. Lastly, I'm going to go to BeatMaker 2. It's going to take a while to load. Okay, new project, keyboard sampler. I'm going to go ahead and select Gothic piano. Alright, so now for these options, you have to turn off Omni. You have to go to the eye with a circle right here. Go to MIDI setup. Now make sure for the inputs, only MIDIBRIDGE and dock are on. Everything else should be turned off. Same with the outputs. Only MIDIBRIDGE and dock should be turned on. Okay, there you go. Exit. Now we go to the MIDI options. Select MIDI input channel 5. So right now we have Arctic Keys on MIDI channel 2. We have NLog on 3, Sunrizer on 4, and BeatMaker 2 on 5. Now we go back to MIDIBRIDGE, make sure it's connected. Okay, BeatMaker is also connected. Now we go to dock in, go to the no splitter. Earlier we set the no splitter to channel 1. Okay, I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Okay, so right now the split point is set to MIDI input channel 1. If I set it to 2, it should play Arctic Keys and Arctic Keys only if I did everything correctly. So I can go ahead and press 2. I'll zoom out so you can see. So right now it's playing on MIDI input channel 2. If I select channel 3, it should play NLog. If I select it as channel 4, it should play Sunrizer. Okay, channel 5, BeatMaker 2. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I haven't set up Animoog yet. That's because you have to set it last for all this to work together. So I'm going to go back. Minimize MIDIBRIDGE and open up Animoog. This is the most current updated version of Animoog. In the previous versions, it's always default set to MIDI input 1. But in the new version, you can set it from MIDI input channel 1 to 16. What we do is go to setup, make sure background audio is selected. For the MIDI device, select MIDIBRIDGE, and for the MIDI input channel, select 1. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into MIDIBRIDGE. If you look here, Animoog is connected to dock in as well. We access the no splitter, and right now it's on channel 1. So if I play, you should hear Animoog on channel 1. If I go to channel 2, you should hear Arctic Keys. Channel 3, NLog. Channel 4, Sunrizer. Channel 5, BeatMaker 2. Okay, so the most it can have is 16 different presets and sounds on 16 different MIDI input channels. That's about it. Other than that, what I really like about this is you can actually take out the iPad and then all the MIDIBRIDGE settings will still be there. So let's say I'm using this dock right here and I have another dock. I could take this iPad out, put in the other dock, and all the settings will still be saved. Okay, so I hope this video helped you out. If you have any more questions or comments, please leave me a comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.